So good day everyone.
So I'm gonna discussing you all today about the topic shift in land use patterns from food to biofuel. So this refers to the shift from traditional agricultural lands to biofuel feedstock cultivation has a significant impact on. So number one impact is food security. So food security is reduced from food production capacity potentially leading to. So the first one that leads to is increased food prices, decreased availability of staple crops, and lastly, malnutrition and hunger. So the second one impact is livelihood. Livelihood impact is as an impact like small scale farmers income and employment, rural communities well-being, and lastly local economics. So the third one impact is environmental concerns. So environmental concerns is a different type. So the first one is deforestation and habitual destruction. Then water supply pollution and depletion. And also there is soil degradation. And lastly is loss of biodiversity. So the fourth impact is social implications. So social implications is a displacement of indigenous communities and different types. So first one is conflict over land ownership and usage, and the second is changes in community structures and cultural heritage. So there are potential solutions. So the first one is sustainable agricultural practices, and the second one is certification schemes, and the third one is land use planning, while the fourth one is alternative biofuel sources. And the lastly, policy reforms. So by encouraging food production, supporting small-scale farmers, and promoting sustainable land use. That is the purpose of policy reforms. So that's all.
Of interconnections of environmental sustainability, which is the biodiversity laws, wherein it obviously that when it comes to biodiversity, there are a lot of changes, and one of it is the climate change, wherein a lot of Filipino or person that aware of the biodiversity or the natural ecosystems, that there are causes of it that impact of our environment. There is the soil health, wherein it is the intensive farming for biofuel crops that lead to soil erosion, depletion of nutrients, and lower soil fertility, wherein the soil health is the source of our sustainability of environment. The other is the water usage. So when it talks about water usage, it comes to our mind that it is important to have the water usage so that there are, because it is a resources of our environmental sustainability. And the last one is the energy balance, wherein it talks about the production to connect a part of the energy to balance it fairly. The second is the food versus fuel debate. So when it tackle all about food and fuel debate, it's all about the food prices or what's the progress and the process of that production. First one is the competition for arable land. Biofuel production competes with food crops for fertile land, which can exacerbate food security that emphasize on what is being empowered to vulnerable region. The other is the smallholder farmers, which is the large-scale biofuel projects that may dissolved smallholder access to land for food production. So the other is the alternative feed stacker or the feed stacks, which is we can have the resources of it seeing the non-food crops because it can help to mitigate the food fuel dilemma. The last one is the policy implications, wherein governments must balance incentives for biofuel production with safeguards to food security and equitable access. For the policy implications of food versus fuel debate of the biofuel land access production.
Policy and governance. Strong policy are needed to regulate land acquisitions, ensure for compensation, and prioritize sustainable biofuel practices. Moreover, policies should encourage sustainable feedstock cultivate practices such as crop rotation, minimal pesticide use, and soil conservation. Incentives for using marginal or degraded lands for biofuel production can help reduce competition with food crops and protect biodiversity.
Technological innovation is the process of creating new or improving existing products, services, or processes using technology. It involves identifying new technological possibilities, organizing the resources to transform those possibilities into useful products and processes, sustaining the activities required to make these innovations happen. Technological innovation can lead to significant advancements in any fields, including healthcare. New medical devices and techniques can improve patient care and reduce the risk of disease. Second, communication. New technologies can improve communication and access to information. Third, transportation. New technologies can improve transportation and make it more efficient. And the last one is education. New education tools can improve the learning experience. In conclusion, while biofuels are offering a promising pathway to sustainable energy, their production must be managed carefully to mitigate adverse land use change and ensure equitable access to land, like international framework, community engagement, and agricultural practices. These are the key in achieving this kind of balance.